Samba continues to do great. We always start out each session here just doing a little bit of trotting in hand, which she offers. I usually don't even have to ask her. She kind of expects that. And she's having less of those moments where she gets stiff and runs off. She mostly stays right on the circle that I'm keeping her on. She walks when she wants to, and she trots when she wants to. So in our last lesson, you told me to just try changing her bend in one spot instead of, walking around 2 circles to show the change of bend. So I stopped her, and I'm asking her for move out to the left, which isn't too good. And I stopped her, and I'm going to ask her for turn in to the left. It's not too good. And I stop her, trying to mostly use my seat, and she softens very nicely. So we're going to come around again and try that to the other side. I'm going to ask her for move out with my belly button and my head to the right. And she kind of walks straight forward initially, but then she kind of gets it a little better. So we're going to jog around this circle, and then we're going to head over to the other circle, and you'll see how she does changing bend. Oops, I forgot. She's going to walk this time. But she does change her bend, and it's pretty effortless. It's so much easier riding Samba than it is Prairie. She's so much more predictable. Okay, now we're going to head over to that other bucket at a trot. I kind of lose my bend a little bit because the bucket is just a little bit too far away. To get on the other side of it, I had to make her go straight a little bit so she didn't trip right over the middle of it. So we're doing a little bit of trot to the left here. And I'm giving her a little too much move out there. She kind of skittered out to the side. It doesn't take much to influence her. You just blow on her and she does something. Like, and she'll do move out. Okay, we're trotting around to the right now. I always try to remember what you said about leaning back, being behind the vertical, pushing my belly button forward. Trying not to be too bouncy. She doesn't seem to mind though. And we're going to walk to the other bucket and change bends. I want to get to the point where I keep her trotting for longer periods, like all the way around 2 or 3 times. Now this is a really nice one. I didn't try to get her to go on the far side of the bucket. I let her cut in to make the other circle on this side of the bucket. I need to scoot that bucket a little bit closer. Okay, this is the next day. My back is a little sore from being bucked off Prairie the day before, which you're gonna see in the second half of this video. So what we're doing today here, we're not trotting on this day. This was yesterday. We're just practicing some stop. So I'm stopping her and I'm asking for soften right after. And then she keeps getting better and better. That was pretty darn nice. Okay, we're gonna get soft again and walk off. And this was the best one. See how she stopped and she didn't put her head up at all? Okay, so I'm showing you now riding on Prairie and what precipitated the his runaway. I mean, he bolted with me at a gallop. It's crazy. If you want to skip ahead, it's at 9:26. Anyway, so doing the groundwork, he's fine. He's not giving me any problems whatsoever. Here we're going to the left, and he doesn't seem to have any problems bending to the left. But when I'm on his back, he really objects to going left. And I can't understand this. We'll do a step of turn in here. He's very calm and obedient, and I'm not trying this heavier rein contact yet. Once I get on him, that's when I try doing the heavier rein contact, which I think is my problem. But he doesn't have any problem going to the right. He's pretty easy to steer at the right, in fact. He feels more like Samba. He goes where I am thinking of going. But once we make that change and try to go to the left, now he starts dragging his feet. He is not bent anymore. If I look down at his neck is straight out in front. So I'm trying to give him some move out here to ask him to bend, and he complies. I want him to get out on a larger circle. Now he really falls in. I'm not asking him for this, but he is doing a complete 180 of turn in. I kind of have to ask him to turn in now to get back on my circle. It's just, I'm trying to keep both reins even. And he's doing some good move outs there, so I'm patting him. I'm patting him and rewarding him a lot less in this ride because you told me not to keep stopping him and rewarding him. And I think that added to the pressure buildup. I'm asking him to soften here. He has a distinctly annoyed posture here. He pokes his nose out and I ask him to soften. He drops his head a little bit, and then he doesn't want to go forward. Now here's where all hell breaks loose. I give him a pat. Here we go. I cannot believe I stayed on him during that whole wild gallop. Now he got down to C, the letter C at the far end, and there's a gap between my livestock panels that form the round pen and the arena fence. It's about 6 feet. But I guess he didn't think he could shoot the gap, so that's where he stops. And momentum, I'm still galloping at that point after he stopped. So I fall to the ground just a little bit beyond that. I was fine. A few bruises, nothing serious. So I was really puzzled. I mean, what the hell? But like you say, it was because he felt trapped. That heavy rain contact, I don't know how to do that without being stiff. So it's the next day, a nice bright sunny day, and I start to work on his neck. He has a neck like a side of beef. I mean, it is solid muscle. But it does seem like he's getting into this rubbing on his neck. But then I noticed he's doing something else too. He keeps pointing to his belly. And I'm wondering, could this be a sign that he's got some pain? Maybe he ran away because he suddenly had a pain in his belly. It makes me feel better to think that maybe that was the cause of his running away and not simply my bad riding. But he has no other symptoms of any kind of problem with his belly. He eats like a horse. He's going to the bathroom normally. He's normal. Yeah. I think what's actually happening is he has discovered a delightful new game where he can touch some part of his body and he can make me do the same. And he's definitely communicating with me. I don't know if there's any value in this whatsoever, but you talk about the horse noticing that I'm talking to him. He has definitely noticed that we're communicating here. It just goes on and on for 20 minutes. He just keeps doing this. He can't possibly be that itchy. He's definitely playing a game. He's training me is what's happening, and he's enjoying every moment of it. And I just have to face the fact that it's my bad riding that caused him to run away.